Oh, yeah. Let's get it popping. This is day 6. We're talking about the knowledge doing gap today. We're breaking down the law of magnetism, the law of magic, the law of being a magnet. We also want to break down auto-suggestion and do you have the power and the ability to lie to yourself? Today's show is the cream de la cream, if you will. This is manifestation. This is the ability for you to over and understand how to create a feast with your I, E-Y-E, for the man or for the name. So M-A-N is N-A-M. So name, I, feast. So the name controls the I that allows you to feast, your name. The word manifest, M-A-N, is N-A-M. Man is name. Name is man. And it's extremely important because, like all of these shows, man, it's all a mind game. It's just you against you. Can you lie to yourself to activate the 12 bands of vibration? That is the combination of the Vesica Pisces or Punani power, if you want to use that term, when you got two opposing belief systems that can merge together that create the gateway or the portal or the female vagina, which is called the gateway of God. Now, we're not going to get too much into the central aspect of Punani power because I don't know if y'all are ready for it. But eventually we will break down the vital life force energy portal that is the power of the cookie. So the cookie controls what we call magnetism. That's why I talk about it all the time. If women understood the power of the feminine energy, then women would control the world because y'all got the cookie. But most women have been bamboozled into believing that they don't have the power because their cookie doesn't match what the dominant culture says is a cookie. And so the inability to wrap the brain around your own acceptance of your own cookie, your own self, through the process of autosuggestion. So autosuggestion is the vital life force of energy. Autosuggestion is the power to lead and convert. The ability to increase your leads and then to convert those leads into customers is the problem that all business has. What if you had, and you understood how, which I will be breaking down today, to create unlimited leads for your business? So what you would do is you would have so many leads. That is potential customers. Now, for every 10 leads, you have what's called a conversion rate. Now, the conversion rate is the ability to convert the lead into a paying customer. So the same thing in business works in your health, also works with wisdom, it also works with relationships, which is everybody wants to experience a specific result. Pleasure. But they're more interested in avoiding a specific pain or disappointment. So your job is to put 20% of your time on getting results, 80% of your time on telling people how to avoid pain. So you must understand what I learned, and that is pain compliance. So the law of magnetism, the law of magic, is a power of pain compliance, which is clarity, discipline, and what I call feeling good. So we're going to break down the 3 keys to the law of magnetism, which is, again, underneath everything in the world. So the whole world, this is, after you ask yourself why, if you woke up this morning and you have more bills than money, if you ask yourself why, at the base, at the bottom, you don't have enough leads and you're not doing enough conversion. And at the base of that, that's called you're not a positive liar. And at the base of being a positive liar is what is called spirit science. What I call spirit, the combining of spirit and science. Eagerly advancing godly living in economics scripturally and scientifically. So let's break this down, shall we? Everybody has to understand that there is a knowing, doing gap. Everybody knows what to do, but we're not doing it. Why? Well, there's a gap. It's called the knowing, doing gap. There's a gap between what you know and what you do. We got to start off. Let's address the elephant in the room. Everybody knows how to lose weight. Everybody on this call, you know how to make money. You know how to get digits, get a guy or a girl. You know how to read and write. In other words, you know how to research and expand your consciousness, but you don't do it. The reason that we don't do it is because there's a gap. Now, the way that we close the gap is what's called the doing and knowledge gap. Now, this is very, very important because what we're talking about is the unconscious block that prevents you from moving forward. Because everybody has enough knowledge because you can just Google it. You can research. Knowledge is available to everybody. But what's wrong is the implementation. That's what you're paying me for today. Today we're learning the implementation. And not only in business, not only in exercise or health, not only in wisdom, but also in relationship. That is, you need to increase the amount of leads by using time or money. And then you need to be or have a higher conversion rate. I have a very high conversion rate because I get people results, experience pleasure, and I help people to avoid problems, which is called pain. But the way that I do that is by closing the knowledge during gap. So the gap that keeps you from taking massive action is what we call a lack of consciousness, because it's unconscious. So how do we bridge it? Well, according to science, the fastest way to bridge it is what is called becoming a positive liar. So as I told you before, manifesting is lying. That's why most Christians can't manifest. Excuse me. Why? Because they believe that that's so calling those things that are not as though they were. So saying a positive affirmation, I am a millionaire. Well, that's a lie, according to physics. Because unless you got physically $1 million just sitting in the bank, you're not technically a millionaire. You may have $1 million in assets, so you got to define what a millionaire means. So the brain knows that. So you got to be able to lie. You got to be a good enough liar. So the brain believes it. That's called auto-suggestion. And the way that you get the brain to believe your lies is to write them down, read them. Because according to science, the more senses that you use, which is why I use my own handwriting when I write down my positive affirmations. A positive affirmation is a statement that my desire is already fulfilled. So I say, thank you, Source, because it feels so wonderful and magnanimous to be able to generate $365,000 a year. Or this year, I should say. Because that's the goal. 1,000 a day. So I'm already there. So I don't really care how or when. My job is to live or to lie to myself until I can move past the mental blocks. And the way that I move past my mental blocks that I have, you have, we all have them, is we have to be able to constantly and dominantly establish a ruling disposition by lying. That just means I have to verbally speak in a manner that creates an emotion that makes me feel like I'm really living in my desire to live. You really have to become self-delusional. All rich people are self-deluded into believing that they're the bomb. And they've been saying it so much that now they are willing to do whatever it blanking takes. See, you got to be able to face the elephant in the room. So Whatever fucked you up as a child, kicked your ass, your most pressing problem, that's your BITCH now. That means you got to deal with it. You can't look for nobody else to deal with it. You got to deal with it. That's what conversion is. So you got to become a positive liar. Now, I got to break that down. So what is a positive liar? Because when people say liar, they think, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah. You're going to burn. Because we believe lying is bad. So a positive liar is the ability to understand that every thought that you think the brain sets out to make real. Let me say it again. Every thought that you think that is not examined and vehemently opposed, the brain will unconsciously set out to implement. So every thought that isn't vehemently opposed, the brain sets out to make real. Every thought that isn't, when you wake up and say things to, like we lie to ourselves every day, like, man, like I'm so hungry, I could eat a horse. You can't eat a horse. So when you say, I just like, man, boy, I laughed so hard, man, I fucking died. Well, you can't say that. Because, what is that? You didn't laugh so hard that you died, you're still here. So, I never say statements joking. Remember, Bruce Lee said this. Never joke with your body, because the body does not understand jokes. If you say, man, shit, man, I mean, we have these little sayings that we all say. We don't really mean them, we just say it. Oh, man, I took the life out of you. Well, the brain thinks you for real. So the subconscious brain sets out to create an environment where you took the life out of the person. So the relationship goes sour because you joking around. I remember this was way back, and this person used to always say, and this was in between my marriages when I was dating this chick up from Louisiana, and she would always say, man, which is why, and I kept telling her, you are basically destroying any hope of our relationship. So I kept saying, man, well, you're not going to leave me, are you? I'm like, well, what do you mean? For whatever reason, she just, by other relationships I had, they would start off great, and then for some reason the guy would, he would leave. And in the beginning, me knowing what I know, I was like, oh no, sure, we good. Like, you like me, I like you. And in the beginning of the relationship, everything was great. But she kept saying it, and kept saying it, and kept saying it. Again, exactly what she said happened. Self-fulfilling prophecy. So what if you just keep saying something that's not happening? What if you just keep saying it? What if you just keep saying, I'm a millionaire? You just keep saying it. You just keep saying it. You just keep saying it. You're a millionaire, but what if you just keep saying it? Your brain will set out unconsciously to create a second. This is proven by Harvard, Yale, Princeton, Brown, Joe Dispenza, Bruce Lipton, everybody been preaching this here. You must become a positive liar. That's scalar waves. Scalar waves is behind electrical magnetic waves. See, we live in a world that's controlled by electricity and magnetism. Everybody talks about electricity and magnetism. But my mentors all taught scalar waves. I haven't even done the class on that yet. I'm still waiting for the right, frequencies, if you will, for us to get to the right level. So we got to get the basics down first. That's electricity and magnetism. So then we could go and talk about, okay, what's the cause of electricity and magnetism? Today, I'm explaining the cause of all of the other laws. All the other laws that exist in the world today, they are all caused by what is erroneously called the law of magnetism. So the law of magnetism really is the law of autosuggestion. And the law of autosuggestion is really the law of lying. The law of lying is that little voice in your head that says you ain't shit. Well, you got to replace it with a little voice in your head, I'm the fucking wrong. If you don't do that, you got to go play in traffic. Your life is over as far as becoming successful. Oh, you can do this and that and all that stuff, but as far as you having financial freedom, having, freedom of time, having freedom from what people call work, because you have vocation, which is vacation. Okay, you got to bridge the knowledge gap by, number one, writing your desires as if they're already fulfilled. That's number one, right. When you do that, you're performing a right, R-I-T-E. That controls the subconscious mind. So you got to consciously take out a piece of pen and a paper, and you got to consciously write down, thank you. It feels wonderful to be able to generate, create, manifest, $1,000 a month, 5,000 a month, 10,000 a month, 3,000, whatever your goal is. But don't worry about the how. That's a trick. If you try to narrow it down, all you're doing is slowing down the creative process. Because the 1,000 a day, 30,000 a month, 365 a year, it could come on December the 31st, the last day of the month. You could be broke for the entire year. And on the last day of December, you can win the lottery. There's so many different ways somebody may, transition and leave you, all of their stuff. There's so many different ways that the universe can manifest $365,000 a year, or $1 million a year, or $100,000 a year. But if you define it, that's good too, because in the universe then will define it. But if you define it, then you got to back it up with what? Focus, discipline, and order. You got to back it up. That means every day you got to have a bulldog tenacity to constantly dominate with a ruling disposition and tell the universe, fuck no, I do not want $365K in a lump sum in the lottery. I want it this way. So if you decide how you want, like for me, I actually do that because I decided that I'm generating my capital because I'm teaching this through what I do every day. So I leave room by saying money flows to me easily and effortlessly from all directions. But as far as what I'm generating, because I get money from all different ways. But I'm saying I don't want to go work on the roof in August in Texas, because I could be offered a job paying me $365,000 a year to climb on a roof in Texas. So I defined that my money flows to me easily and effortlessly by posting videos on TikTok. And I got the math of $19.95 times 51 equals a little over $1K a day. So I've defined how my money is flowing to me one of the ways. And then I got a bunch of other different ways. Promoting the life management system. Either someone like Sister Addie goes out and refers 2 people. They pay me $1,000, I get 5, and I send Sister Addie 5. Or I put out a new TikTok video. Somebody watches it. They see, hey, I saw your TikTok video. You got the life management system on sale. I want to join. Okay, I don't have to pay a commission because I'm the one that put it out. Okay, bam. I could do 2 of those. So there's a plethora of different ways. Somebody could go up and say, hey, I listened to an old video on gamma brainwave manifestation. Or I listened to your old video that you did on the People Development Center. Or I listened to the video that you did. You was talking about it. Because I did a TikTok video a couple of months back talking about Theocentric Nutrition. I got that course. That's $1,000. I got the website, Theocentric Nutrition. So I got 300 plus products and services on my payload account. So all of those, when I make the statement, I'm including in all of that. So the universe already knows that it can use one of those any different ways. The most important thing is write it down on a piece of paper. It's the process of writing that activates according to the science. Now, some people say you write down on 3x5 card, put it in your pocket. So, can you do that? Sure. But does that generate emotion? So for me, it's more about writing it down once. I've heard people say write it down every day. Face the east. Do this, do that. Sprinkle, burn candles, burn sage. You can do all that stuff. But if you do not have number 2, which is the RITE. So an RITE is what we call a ritual or a routine. Now the routine is not in writing. The routine is in your actions. So in order for you to perform a rite, That simply means that every day you should have a routine that loves you more than you love it. So I have a ceremony or I do an act. I observe a certain custom. That simply means that I have so much clarity. The clearer it is to you, the more it pulls you. Let me say it again, real slow. The law of magnetism. The clearer, so you got a vision, can you vocalize it and visualize it so that it is clear? If it's kind of fuzzy. So what I just said about what I do, crystal clear because I've already done it. Meaning that not only have I generated money, but I still have the products and services. This is a new product that I'm creating. I'm going to take this show like I did yesterday's show, post it on TikTok individually as an audio book, and sell it, buy it all by itself. From anywhere from $49 to $99. Yesterday's show was posted. You can buy it all by itself. If you go to my Facebook page, you got posted on there. You can go to my payloads page and you can see it on there all by itself. It's a standalone product and it's a part of all of the products and service information that I offer. That is a ritual. That is a right. Everybody on this call should do that as well. With all of your products, all of your services, and all of your information. Transformation, not transactions. So, the knowledge during gap prevents men from using their eyes to have a feast. But the word men, M-A-N, a man, M-A-N, got to be turned around, it is N-A-M. So your name activates your third eye so that way you can feast. That's what manifest means. Manifest. So for you to manifest, you got to use your name. Why? I'm going to do a whole other show about the 12 divine powers or the 12 bands of vibration. So the next series we're going to go and we're going to break down day 6, which is the law of magnetism, because it's too deep. Today I'm just giving you the activation so that way because the whole purpose of this series is for you to live in your desire fulfilled. That's it. The whole goal of this series is just for you to establish your aura, for you to be able to communicate and articulate your story to yourself, for you to lie to yourself, and activate your bioplasmic manifestation field. To activate so that way you can package your unconscious knowledge into a step-by-step system that you can implement. And that step-by-step system, which we're breaking down today, allows you to do what? Well, it allows you to generate leads, and then it also allows you to convert those leads into customers. The way that you generate leads is you got to have a hook, you got to get attention, you got to add value to people's lives, and you got to have something that separates you from everybody else. It's called a differential. I'm going to break that down in a second. Then all of these people are going to start coming to you. Now you got to be able to turn those people into customers. How? Well, you got to be able to tell them, hey, I'm going to help you experience pleasure. But first, I'm going to make sure that the pain poverty, that demon that's been whooping your ass every day, that demon you will see no more. If you can do that shit, you'll have customers lined up around the street. Why? Because nobody can guarantee that demon that's whooping your ass is not going to come back. You can't help. Most people can establish a ruling disposition that is waking up, that looks for adversity. Most people don't like struggle. Most people don't like pain because they haven't mastered it. I have no problem. It's like being a bully. Somebody you beat up every day. You have no problem. You have no fear because you've been whooping his ass for 10 years. He keeps coming back and keeps whooping his ass. So most people don't have that. So the system, so how do you whoop ass every day? Well, number one, You got to be able to do it for or do it with. So if I get in a fight, when I was a kid, I would call my big brother, and he would do it for me. Sometimes I get in a fight, he would do it with me. Say, come on, bro, let's go. And the bully, we both jump on and whoop his ass. Number two, we had a step-by-step system. That system simply means first problem that people have, the reason that they're not buying, you can't convert, they think it takes too much physical effort doing. Second problem, they think it takes too much mental effort thinking. Third problem, they don't believe that they can do it on their own. Fear. And I'm going to teach you how to solve those three problems as to why people don't buy your product, service, or your information. Then we've got to solve the problem of why people don't even know you have a product, service, information. But before we can talk about leads and conversion, we've got to make you a positive liar. I got to get you to make it okay for you to lie to yourself until you be yourself. Because right now, you used to be, or you still are, a Christian. So deep down inside of your soul, you are not prepared to lie to yourself. You're not. Why? Because you're not doing it right now. Because if you were doing it right now, you would be doing it like you would have the same information I have. You don't give a fuck what nobody else did. Since you can't tell yourself a better lie than what the church has told you, you stick with T.D. Jakes and Creflo Dollar. So you got to lie to yourself every day. Why? Because every thought that you tell yourself becomes real for yourself. But the problem is, we're not positive liars. Why? Knowledge during gap. Your knowledge of what you are doing, there's a gap. How do we bridge that gap? Well, right. Okay, how does it work? Well, that's what I was saying earlier. Well, what did you say earlier? Well, I said you got to write it down. Okay, write what down? What's your desired goal in the areas of wealth, health, wisdom, and relationships? Take one at a time. What is the most pressing? For most people, it's wealth. So, write down your wealth goals. Just write on a piece of paper. Really quick, but write it past tense. I always say thank you, Source, for creating the environment for my wealth dream to come true. Or thank you for my $1,000 a day. It feels great. How would it feel to have your desire fulfilled? Well, write it down. So people ask me every day I wake up, how you feeling? I feel magnanimous. Why? That's how I feel making $1,000 a day. It feels magnanimous to be in a position to pay my bills and take care of my family. That's how it feels. So every day I wake up, that's how I feel. I already won. Why? Because I already got the 1K that day. Whether I get the money, the physical money or not, doesn't matter. Because I'm creating the mental disposition. How? I'm a professional liar. I lie to myself. I made it okay for me to call those things that are not as though they were. That shit's in the Bible. The Bible teaches you should lie. Y'all call it faith. But the problem is, I don't know a Christian on the planet that can lie. Why? They believe it's wrong. That's why you can't manifest. You can't manifest because you're actually violating the Bible that you're trying to teach. There was a discussion last night with my boy, and I got to text him back that David Daniel dude I was telling you guys, you know, he's all happy and go lucky. And then somebody texted, why are you charging for your stuff? And then they started blasting him. It's on Facebook right now. So I had to interject. Like I remember we just was talking about that. Remember? I just put out an audio book talking about money, and I was explaining that all energy is money. These were all really white Christians. You know, that's his group. So like I thought, he texted me on the DL, hey, Doc, what's down, bro? Because they lighten his ass up. Why? All Christians believe money is evil. That's why they broke. Even when they got money, it's not money. What they got is slave wages. They got a master that says, get your ass over here. So they got a job. They don't have freedom. I have freedom. I got peace of mind. So he's battling with establishing that for himself and for his group. Because that's the same thing I have to battle with you guys. Some of you guys are still there. Some of you guys still think, Doc, I hear you talking, but some of y'all still think money's evil. From the perspective of, you don't understand that money is your birthright. Even though it's in the Bible. So all of these Christians believe that it's easy to charge. Remember I told you guys before I broke it down. What do I charge? Information is free. I'm giving you information right now. It's free. Inspiration is free. You can be a motivated speaker. You can just motivate people with your mere presence. Even if you could be an influencer, you could be a social media influencer. That's free. Some people charge for that. But when you get to step 4, this is why I'm doing the series, implementation. That shit is not free. Because no mechanic is going to implement a spark plug in your vehicle without charging. They're not going to implement no brake pads on your car. They'll tell you how to put the brake pads on. They can talk to you. You can even do a checkup. Some of them will even do that for free. They say they will inspect and tell you what's wrong, but they ain't going to fucking fix it. This whole idea of free labor fucking destroying Christianity. I mean, it was never supposed to be destroyed before it fucking started, but it's just exposing it for back to the fraud. Meaning that you can't have 2 belief systems inside the same brain. As I said at the beginning of the show, what is the portal? What we call punani power. Meaning that if you take 2 thighs, in between those 2 thighs, there's a portal. That's if you take 2 circles and when you start to bring them together, when spirit and science come together, it creates a portal. It's called the Vesica Pisces. That's a whole nother study for a whole other time that will totally fuck up all your brains. Mine too. Because we don't understand when you look between a woman's legs, what do you see? Nobody knows. Birth comes out of there, man. A whole life can come from there. How is that possible? We see women give birth every day. Like ladies, y'all give birth, y'all just say that. Are you serious? Only fucking God can do that. There's no way a woman, in my opinion, can have a self-esteem issue. I don't understand. You can give birth. That's over at that point. Even whether you give birth or not, nobody cares. You got the potential. You was born with it. So you already won. So no dude can make, in my opinion, any woman feel. Every woman should be walking around fucking floating, manifesting shit. Because your brain should be so fucking gorged with self-acceptance because you got a womb. No dude got a womb. You got all these gay dudes that want to be women. Give them Negroes fucking wombs. Let them have periods. All these gay they want to be a woman, but they don't want to go through what women go through. They just want to get the accolades. See, ladies, y'all getting calm, man. Out to God, man, that the women wake up. All of these gay, and it's crazy because all the gay dudes, women love gay dudes. I would hate them. When you're a fake woman, you ain't no real woman. You can't give birth. You don't have no period. You don't go through no cycle. You don't go through no mood changes. You don't walk around with back pain and all this shit. Nobody wants the pain that women go through, but everybody wants the gain. Nah, bro. No pain, no gain. You gotta pay the price. So take the damn makeup off. Take the freaking drag shit off. You're a man. You're not a woman. And so the inability to establish the right birthright. You're born with 2 balls in a cave. You'll fuck how you feel. Take your feelings and go play in trash. That's my opinion. Why? Feelings will get you killed. Don't tell me how you feel. How you design. You should go talk. You got to try to go talk to God about how you design. I know feelings is great, but I talk about manifesting. See, the reason you can't manifest is because you got feelings that are violating principles. Everybody talk about what they feel. Fuck what you feel. Tell me how you designed. So that's what we're going to break down when we talk about the 12 bands of vibration, which is scalar technology. And we may do that in the next one, because I don't know, man. I'm hoping, I don't know if y'all ready though. Shit, because this is physics. Scalar, you get the scalar technology, do you know that electricity and magnetism is decayed? We are building with shit, basically. The universe that we live in, everything that we use is the same thing that the slaves used to prepare their meals. So the masters would make these big meals, they would throw shit away. The slaves would take it out of the trash or the leftovers from the harvest and add a bunch of seasoning to it to season that shit up and eat it. Well, the universe is like heavenly trash. Lucifer made a kingdom out of dumbed down spirit. So spirit is what's called scalar. Only, to my knowledge, only Tesla and my boy from the Rosicrucians, Rudolf Steiner, I think his name was. Those are the only two people that I've read that have any work that explains. Then my boy, Tom Bearden. Modern day Tom Bearden. Any book by Tom Bearden, fuck your brain, if you can understand it. Dan Winter, but Dan Winter just talks about the physics of it. I'm talking about the application of it. So Tom Bearden, we know about Nikola Tesla, but very few people know about Rudolf Steiner. Now, this dude, man, this dude was dropping stuff that's like, it's still to this day, nobody can really process the stuff that he talked about. I know when people hear people talk about learned people, like, there was a book that I read that's called The Knowledge of the Higher Worlds. It's just crazy. It's out there. Because he's talking about what I'm saying when I talk about the aura around the body and your what's called biofield tuning. So the 45 unique subtle energy, all that stuff comes from this dude. This is the philosophy or the science of freedom, spiritual freedom. Now, there's a bunch of other people who have a bunch of other books and all this other stuff. This is just one that I thought, because I don't really hear a lot of people talking and referencing, Rudolf, I think it's Steiner. Yeah, Steiner, S-T-E-R, S-T-E-I-N-E-R. Okay, that's great, Doc. What that got to do with today's study? In all of this stuff, he talks about the higher worlds. He never really talks about our world. He always talks about the perception of the spirit world. And the perception of the spirit world is broken down into 12. He calls it the divine 12 powers. This is called spirit science. Now, the 12 bands of vibration is what he calls it, where all color and electricity and magnetism come from. That is magnetism. The ability for you to be able to control. This is the spiritual processes that control all unconscious activity. That's what we call God. So God is expressed, if you want to use that term, by 12 divine powers. That's spirit science. So again, what I just explained is stuff that's not even taught because it comes from, according to Rudolf Steiner, again, the higher realms. So he only writes books, and he talks, most of his books and stuff that I read by Rudolf Steiner had to do with what's called higher worlds. So that's the physics of what we call vaginas. Because between two thighs, each thigh represents a circle. When two circles come together, that space where the circles converge creates a vesica Pisces. That's called a portal or a gateway. So those two circles, when they collide, it's like the two hemispheres of the brain. In that portal is what's called vibrational science. And the stuff that I've been researching and studying, that I've known for years, that I wouldn't talk about, from the perspective of what we call vagina or, poo nanny power. Why? Shit, ain't nobody ready for it. We still wrestling with electricity and magnetism. So Steiner breaks down electricity and magnetism ain't shit. He talks about subtle energy, what we call ether, or what most people call God. So how many people is ready to talk about God or the higher realms, the higher world? Because that controls magnetism. So magnetism is, number one, clarity of the future. Let's break this down. Let's wrap this up. I know y'all got shit to do. Number one problem on the planet. Remember, we already talked about the knowing-doing gap. We broke that down. We defined the word manifest. So we know that the word manifest means man. But the word man means name. M-A-N, turn around, N-A-M. Do you got a name? Is there anybody listening to me that do not have a name? So that means that your birthright is wealth, health, and wisdom, so you can't fucking get it. You already got it. You're fucking born with it. So no, you can't go get it. You just have an alignment with it. So everybody has a name. The name activates the I, but it's not the letter I, it's the E-Y-E, it's the third E-I. So your name activates your I. So where do I get the 12 divine powers of God? From your fucking I. Where do I get your I? From your name. That's why I do name mother beat reports. Nobody should do shit but name reports. Why? That's the cause of magnetism. Everything at the base, when I go down several layers, nobody knows their fucking name. Why? Who puts emphasis on the name? I don't even put emphasis on the name. I talk about a lot of other stuff because that's where everybody's at. And I try to get to this point, but everybody's still talking about, but what about this? Well, what's the law of attraction? There's no law of attraction. What was the law of this? What about the, 7 laws? The 7 laws of humanity. What is the laws of those laws? You gotta do the sneak out. You gotta get to the year of Jubilee. You gotta do 7 times 7. That gives you 49. What's the next number after 49? 5, oh. That's the 5 elements of God. 50. So once you understand that we should only be talking about 50, because that is the vital life force energy that's called scalar wave. It is behind what you call electricity. Electricity and magnetism is dead scalar energy. So electricity and magnetism is spiritual poop. So we got a whole world made out of spiritual poop. This shit is fucking crazy to me. We're flies who like shit. I'm saying, fuck the shit, let's eat the honey. But I don't want to eat the honey, dog. I like electricity and magnetism. So we all talking about lower laws. So okay, what's in heaven? Well, in heaven there's something called eternity. And eternity doesn't operate on none of these lower level laws. Okay, that's cool. What does eternity operate on? Well, eternity operates on what is called clarity. Now, clarity and charity is the same thing in eternity. Because charity and clarity, you can't have one without the other. You cannot have clarity of future. In other words, the clearer it is, but we're going to define it, the more it pulls. So magnetism comes from clarity. So when I got crystal clear clarity, I've been talking about the 7 C's for 25 years. Clarity and charity is the same thing. I love what I can see. That's why nobody likes the dark. Well, I can't see shit in the dark. I don't know what's out there. So what happens? Get scarred. When we talk about conversion, how come you can't convert? Not you personally, but fear. All your customers have fear. What are they afraid of? Number one, they're afraid that it's physically hard. They can't physically do whatever you say. Write a book, I can't physically do it, Doc. So I'm just going to go back and watch TV. I tell you to do a TikTok video, I'm afraid, Doc, I cannot physically do it. I got to pick up my phone. I got to pick the camera. I got to come up with it. I got to know what to say. Oh, fuck it. I got to get dressed. I don't like my nose on camera, Doc. I can't do it, Doc. So nobody can do what you ask. Then we go to the second part you got is mental effort. Nobody can think about what they're going to say on the video. Not nobody, but you know what I'm saying. I'm talking about those other people, not you. And then the smoking gun, Number three, nobody can do it. Nobody can think it. But nobody can do it alone. They need support. Doing thinking and support. If you can eliminate in people's brain the thought that I got to do something, the thought that I got to think something, the thought that I got to do it by myself, you'll be a fucking millionaire tomorrow. Everybody I talk to, and I tell them, hey, I got a life management system. Oh, okay. What I got to do? First question. I've been doing this fucking 20 plus years. Everybody said, man, I would join your system, but I got to do something. So what's the answer? I would do it for you, or I would do it with you. Number one, please write this down. This is going to help you. And I'm bouncing back and forth between business and spirit because we live in both. This is what TDJ does not do. Churches is all spiritual. You can't pay your light bill with this shit. Or you go out into the world, you get the other gurus in the world, they are business, but you got no spirit. You need spirit and you need science. So let's combine the two. That's what everybody told me couldn't be done. I've been doing this for 20 plus years. Now remember, what are we doing today? I'm turning you into a magnet. So that way your aura, your biofield, your biology, when you go to Walmart, people are going to be attracted to you. Now you're going to think it's your titties and your big donkey dog. Now, that may be a part of it, but primarily it's your energy. Now, us men, we kind of slow. We don't even know what it is. We just going to see, we don't think it's the titties too. Because we're going to have a response. But ladies, you got to be smarter than us because you're born with a sixth sense. So you know that you've activated the 12 vibrations of subtle energy. This is triple science. That's the next series. Temple. My body is a temple of the Ruach. So you activated my Ruach, ladies. Now that my Ruach is activated, I'm thinking that with my little head, until you talk, and I say, oh shit, you got TVs and a brain. So then I can lift my eyes 6 inches up and see your eyes, make eye contact, and then I see that your energy is structured in a manner that you are activating my plasma. So this is a bioplasmic photonic relationship. Now I started off 6 inches below the chin, but I can elevate if you can help me win. That's true spirit science. That's how you become awake, aware. You are the gateway to God, ladies, contrary to popular belief. Why? Punani power, the Vesica Pisces. Another study for another time, though, because we don't know what that means, because most folk we don't understand the bioplasmic energy field. That's the whole point of what I'm doing right now. I'm giving you a tune-up. This is called biofield tuning. I'm tuning your aura, your A-U-R-A. So that way you can do it. Perform a rite that makes you right, that makes you right. Because every thought that you think, that means you got to only think lies. Why? Because you're wealthy, healthy, wise, and you're in a great relationship with yourself, with your God, and others. So the brain knows that you're not doing all those things right now, so you got to lie. You got to keep lying and keep lying and keep lying. And your brain will say, you are not, and you going to say, the fuck I ain't. And then the brain going to say, well, since this fool keeps being firm, fair, and consistent, we have no choice but to line up what he or she is declaring and decreeing. Let's make this a millionaire Negro. So what do you stand up? Well, the body must follow the thought. Every thought you think, the body must enact. The problem is you're thinking too many thoughts that are not related. So what we got to do, Doc? Magnetism is having thoughts that are related. That's it. Your job is to only have thoughts that are brothers and sisters. Your job is to hang out with people who thought like you, meaning they think about, well, health, wisdom, and getting their toes curled too. And what happens, neurons that fire together, wire together. Then you establish something that changes the game. Excuse me. You establish what is called a neural net. You are constant, you are dominant, you are ruling, and you are a disposition. Ooh-wee. That means you're a bad mama jamma. That means you're a spirit. If you are constant, dominant, ruling, disposition, you're a spirit. Now, you trump all other spirits. Now we're ready to go back to where we left off, so I can give you the steps. 3 steps of, if you do these 3 things, you're going to return you. Then that means you're going to be able to feast. You're going to party. Because your third eye has activated, and now you're one with God. And now you are a man or a wombed man of God. So you are in a mindset where the lie is now manifested. Now you are wealthy. Now you are healthy. Now you are wise. Now you are in a great relationship. All of that happens because you've been able to bridge the gap between what you know and the action you take. There's no more mediator between God and man. Now there is no knowing and doing gap. There is no knowing and doing gap now. So now what you know, bam, you do. Because you perform or you combined the conscious, the subconscious, and the unconscious. And the way that you did it was through auto-suggestion. Auto-suggestion system that you should automatically suggest shit to yourself by saying, I'm wealthy, I'm healthy, I'm wise, I'm in a great relationship. And you said, I am enjoying my wealth right now. Thank you, Big G. I'm enjoying my health right now. You could be sick, go to the doctor, you got 30 days to live. But every day you wake up, I am enjoying my health. Thank you so much. Every organ in my body functions according to its purpose. I'm living a dream. The body said, the fuck you are. You say, the fuck I am. And you just go back and forth. And if you keep saying it, the body says, well, shit, we got to line up with the head. Because the neurons in your body, the cells in your body must respond to the vocalization of the voice. You know what a spell is? A spell is nothing but words that you say to yourself. Spelling is spelling. You know what a curse is? A curse is a cure that is spoken negatively. That's what a curse. So when somebody put a curse on you, how do you take it off? Well, they spoke it on you. Well, you speak it and fuck off. That's what I do with a curse. So if a witch try to put a curse on me, you know what I do? I speak. Abra, mother, cadabra. I create what I speak. My cells respond to my voice, not yours, bruh. But if you don't know that, and a witch comes up and says, you're going to die tomorrow, or, your whole life is going to suck. Or like the church that I was in, the pastor wife said, everybody that leaves this church, your marriages will fail, and your life will be blank. And everybody that left that church, their marriage failed, and their life was blank. Why? She spoke it. And any thought that you hear that you do not challenge becomes your reality. That's witchcraft. Witchcraft is a negative affirmation that is spoken that is not challenged. Everybody's witches and witches, we just don't know. So what should you do? Well, if somebody can put a spell on you, you can put one on yourself. That's called positive lying. The Bible calls it faith. So I don't give a fuck about what a witch say. My cells respond to the tone in my voice. I run this house, not you, nip. So you got to say nothing to the other party. Now you could, that's a waste of energy and time. You don't fuck what nobody else say. What do you say? I mean, you are the author and the finisher of your faith. You. You got the power to trample on snakes and scorpions, and our power that is nothing shall by no means harm you. When you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you don't fear no evil. Why? Well, greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. So the question is, who's in you? You got a little bitty, mammy-pammy, weak, jellyback, I don't know what we're going to do, but I think, okay, yeah, you may get your ass whooped. You don't come out here, but it's lions out here. So what you got to do? Well, you might want to build up your faith high, calling those things that are not as though they were. You got to do some provoking and invoking. You got to do some incantations. That means you got to do some positive affirmations. That's called lying. You got to tell yourself that you are what you're not. Is that not lying? Is that not? Oh, okay, that's what I thought. So you got to tell yourself what you're not. You got to keep telling yourself till you believe it. So number one, for you to sit on top of the world, become a magnet. It means you don't go get shit. Everything comes to you by right of your divine decree. If you know your NAM, your name, you activate your third eye so that way you can party like a rock star and feast. Say the word manifest, anybody want to manifest? Is there anybody who likes to manifest the life of their dreams? Because you already got it. You're just not in line with it. You already got the life of your dreams. Past it. Okay. Where's it at? It's just not on the same vibration because we don't have control of the vibration that we're in because we're following somebody else's vibration, which is a voice. So you have to lie to yourself. So now let me phrase it, I recommend you get clarity of your lies. Number one, only tell lies that pull you forward. Only tell yourself lies that pull you forward. Only tell yourself lies that pull you forward. If you tell yourself that I'm going to get me a used, Chevy Spark. I don't know if y'all, but I know I was looking at getting a Spark for my bonus son. But this was over 6 feet tall, and I've y'all seen a Chevy Spark, but it's kind of like those little electric cars. Yeah, my boy wouldn't. Yeah, it wouldn't be good. Now, you could look at a Chevy Spark, and you could put that on your goal board. Now, for some people, they can look at a Chevy Spark, and they get sparked. For some people, and I don't know why, I looked this up this morning, and I was joking around with my daughter up in Dallas. And I don't even know why I looked up a 2022 Rolls-Royce Ghost, 4-door, 2022 Rolls-Royce Ghost, 4-door. It was this bad. It was purple. So Rolls-Royce I think it was Rolls-Royce of Austin. Manufactured, suggested retail price, $462,900. You might as well just round that on up. $463K. Shit, that's a house in most places. So you get a 4-door Rolls-Royce Ghost for damn near $500K. Or you can get you a 2022 Chevy Spark for about $19K. So how many Chevy Sparks can you get for for the cost of one Rolls Royce? Shit, you can get you a whole fleet of them mother. Because the Chevy Spark is about $20K. That Rolls Royce Ghost. Shit, that's almost $500K. Now, for some people, now remember what we talked about. I'm talking about what pulls you forward. The law of magnetism is a magnet. It's magic. It's lying that pulls you forward. Number one, no Reverend Dr. Bishop will ever tell you this, but I'm going to tell you D, not A truth. This is D. This is not King James. Now, again, it's going to be rough. Sister Kid Walker talking about that's my favorite car. All right, Sister Kid Walker. Come on, girl. I can see you driving it too. I can see you driving that, Sister Kid Walker. Now, when you get it, when I come up with the big D, you got to at least take me riding in it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's clean. I mean, for $500,000, that sucker should drive itself. I mean, I'm just saying. That means I can get 5 Corvettes. Oh, damn, yeah. They're over $100K now. So what are you saying, Doc? Well, my Corvette, it pulled me forward. This house caused me to stretch. It made me stretch my faith. I could have went and looked at, which we started, there was another builder. You can go buy a manufactured home. Buy you some land to manufactured home. You can go buy, right? And this is no disrespect, but, those houses where the wife lives, mother and father live, where I met her at, on the east side of San Antonio, where 100, 120, you can get a decent, you might hear bullets, house might get shot up, they might find a dead body in your front yard. I remember the apartment complex where we was living at. Damn. That was like Little Haiti. It was like a fucking war zone. And he was riding around with the kids on the back in the golf course. Telling niggas, curfew, time to go inside. Crazy. As soon as I met her, I said, we gotta get up out of here. I said, well, I was born, this is how I grew up. I mean, I know everybody. And she did. Like Mama Span, she had respect in the hood. Thugs would put their guns down and go in the house when they saw deep. Out of respect. They knew her father, and they said, oh yeah, your dad got the church down there. So out of respect, I said, how'd you get these fools to go in at 8? Or whatever the curfew was. It was a curfew. How's the apartment complex? They said, yeah, if you was resident in Carla. Because the crime was so bad, in order to live in an apartment complex, children, and unless you was driving in or something work, they had a security guard riding around. If you kids outside, what apartment you live in, go inside. That was her job. And I couldn't believe it. She's riding around with 5 and a 4-year on the back of a golf court, telling thugs, hey, bro, you need to go inside. And they said, oh, okay, Miss D. They were getting to go inside. I said, what? I said, what shit I grew up with, most of them. I knew them. We went to high school together. Yeah, but this fool just got out of prison for murder. This dude was in that, but this dude, and I'm like, and I thought she got introduced me to family members and friends. Shit, they was all thugs. But I had clarity of future. It was pulling me forward out of the hood. I grew up in the hood too. But that doesn't mean I wasn't staying in the hood. I had a clear vision of my future. Number one, magnetism. Everybody got all of these theories and all of these laws and all of these and the other, and I mean, it's all great and fine and dandy, but man, it's amazing. It's crazy to me. Not crazy for it's crazy. It's crazy because we make simple things hard. Now, I'm asking everybody to simplify your life. If you can simplify your life, bam, everything becomes crystal clear. I gotta say it again. If you can simplify your life, everything becomes crystal clear. One more time, this is important. If you can simplify your life, everything will become crystal clear. Because remember, one of the omnis of God is the omni-simplistic. Everything will become crystal clear. Now, I'm pausing so that way we can go to number 2. Once you get clarity of future, that becomes the driving force of your life. Now, going to the strip club, I look at my future. And I make the future present. And I lie to myself and say, I live, and I wrote down, where's my paper at? I think I got it in the box. I was going to pick up my paper. There's the 10 things I wrote down. That's the house I'm living in right now. Of everything I wrote down, I think it was like 10 or 12 things. There's only one thing that's not on that piece of paper, and that was the subdivision. Because the subdivision that we were looking at was right next to our boys staying close to the school. That way the kids have to drive that far, blah, blah, blah. Other than that, we got 9 out of 10. So, hey, thank you. I'll take it. Now, we could have held out for 10 out of 10, but I was good with 9 out of 10. Because actually I got more of what I wanted out of 9 out of 10. What's the point, Doc? That was a future event that was so crystal clear in my brain, it pulled me forward. So when adversity showed up, I didn't see the adversity. My eyes were stuck on the future. I was already in this house. So when they said, I'm sorry, Mr. Rogers, you got the income. You got way more income, but we can't use it, bro. We can't count it. What do you mean you can't count it? Are you slow? Well, sir, the way the mortgage, blah, 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 set up, I'm like, no, you need to change that. Well, so we can't change. Okay, no problem. Then I have to change how things are set up. That's what I did. So again, that's going to be a course I got to break down too. Oh, where you find that at? Thank you, triple chocolate. That means I got to help do myself. Lunch is here. And so, because the clarity, the vision was so clear in my head, small daily disciplines, number 2. Now, I'm giving you, in layman's terms, the law of magnetism. What they call the law of attraction, the law of shit. Oh, there's so many fucking laws. There's 48 laws of power. There's, I got 12 laws. You got 144. So we can talk about laws, but again, I just like to pay my light bill on time. I'm not here to try to impress you guys with my linguistical skills. I can wax delicately, but I just prefer to put fruit or have fruit grow. What is the simplest way? I'm going to put an orange tree in the ground. What's the fastest way for me to get oranges that are big and plump and juicy and I can eat? I'm not interested in having the biggest tree. I'm not interested in having, this, that, and the other. I just want to know how fast can I get a tree to produce fruit so I can eat. I like to eat. And you tell me all this other stuff, I don't care about, soil samples. I don't care, blah, blah, blah. Well, then, there's about 20 different types of oranges and all this other stuff. See, people get really amped up and they start talking about a bunch of stuff that ain't got nothing to do with paying your light bill. And then we get lost in all the complexity. So all you're going to do is you got to have clarity of your future. Now notice, your future and my future is different. So what is your dream future? Me? I'm living it. I'm living it. Now, I've added to it now that I'm living this part of the future, so now I'm doing what? I'm creating more of the future. So now the future is, from a financial perspective, to manifest certain amount on a daily basis to take care of certain things that I like to do. So that is clear now. So that pulls my imagination. It pulls on my imagination. It forces my imagination to get creative. And so I do. That's why I took yesterday's show, put it into an audio book, posted it, bam, get it paid. To generate the daily revenue that I have put down for my goal. So my brain told me to do that though. Why? Because I have clarity of future. So now the small daily activities, I call them disciplines. Focus. Number one, focus. These are really, this is the same thing. I'm just saying in a different way. Focus, discipline, order. So I got clarity of the future. My future is so clear it overrides my present. Now that's dangerous. Why? Because you are going to cause problems in the future. I mean the present. So you're trying to hold on to the present, but you order the future. So the future has to destroy the present. There's going to be a small transition period that's based upon your intensity. So that's why I highly recommend frequent intense teaching. That's why I do these teachings. I've watched hundreds of people come, join, and fall off because they can't maintain the intensity that comes with the frequency of teaching. Frequent, intense teaching. So it's frequent and it is intense. Frequent, intense teaching. When you understand frequent, intense teaching, what happens? Frequent, intense teaching, what does it do? Well, we said if somebody puts a curse on you, it's nothing but words that were said that you didn't challenge. So when you say words, there's no one around to challenge them except you. So the only person you have to convince is you. You ain't got to convince nobody else. So there's a war going on in your head between you, which is number 3. If you do number 1 and number 2, number 3, which is feel good about yourself, is a result of number 1 and number 2. Now, another way of saying number 1 is to bring the future desire fulfilled into the present. Number 1. The brain will tell you to do things, and so you got to actually keep promises to yourself. That's number 2. If you have your future so big and bright, it overrides the present, that the brain tells you, because you said you want to be healthy, to get up and exercise so you can feel good about yourself. And like Sister Addie said, if you look good, you feel good. So you said that you want to look good. And one of the things that's a part of you looking good is you said that you want to weigh X amount of pounds. You like, your hair this long. Maybe it's natural, maybe it's not. Whatever makes you feel good. So you say you feel good if you make X amount of dollars, if you drive this type of a car, if you live in this, it makes you feel good. So the law of magnetism now, the smoking gun, like I always do in every show, let's reverse engineer what we just said. So now number 3 becomes number 1. If you do these 3 things, and if you are firm, if you are fair, And if you are consistent, since you got less than 63 days to double your leads and double your conversion, because leads is nothing but getting attention, which is called a hook, making a statement of value, which is called basically knowing and expressing yourself because you're valuable. So that way you do number 3, make a difference in somebody's life. That's leads. To increase leads, customers, to get clients, to make money, you got to do those 3 things. Number 1, you got to get my attention. It's called a hook. And I'll be breaking that down in another show. How do you do a hook? Just basically do something I do. You know, saying labs, you can even Google, you know, the statements, the how-to statements. And number 1 key to statements. Y'all know how to do this right. It's the number 1 key to wealth. You know, how to save time and energy. And there's different attention-getting hooks. Because everybody wants to save time and money. So to get leads every day, you have to put out a video. If you're online like me. Now, if you're not online like me, okay, then let's say, like, you know, if you like a mechanic that got the drone, okay, instead of putting stuff online, okay, it's going to be word of mouth. And it's also going to be when you're talking to or fixing on this person's car, hey, if I do a good job, make sure you tell your family and friends if they got any car problems, they need something replaced, hey, holler at me. Well, that's a hook. He adds value because he just fixed somebody else's car, and that separates him from everybody else because he ain't no charlatan where he's out just raping people, charging them double the price. Everybody else could say, hey, you can check out my prices, man. I'm going to charge you, you know, $100 to replace your starter. Take over to the gym barber shop, he's going to charge you $200 to replace your starter. So he can see, people can automatically see the difference. That leads to what we call conversion. Now, a conversion means, okay, you're going to allow me to experience pleasure. My car is back on the road because you just fixed my starter. And avoid pain of going outside after work and I'm getting off and I get to school and I go out there and start my car and because my starter's out. So, yes, it saves me that I don't have to do nothing, I don't have to think nothing, and I'm not afraid that my car's not going to start. So you just eliminated the 3 reasons why people don't buy. If you could do this every day, if you could put this in the forefront of your mind, people don't buy your stuff because, number 1, you have not positioned. We talked about unique positions yesterday. Now, this is a whole other class I'll be doing when I break down, again, the metaphysics of a successful business. I'd probably have another name, but I would do a whole other 7-hour series where we just focus just on the science behind conversion. Because when you make a video, when you talk, you got to tell me without saying, I will eliminate, because then you're going to overpromise, because I do got to do something. But you need to say it in a way that lets me feel like, hey, because everybody wants to experience pleasure and avoid pain. But remember, based upon Harvard studies, people focus 20% on pleasure, 80% on pain. 80% of your time, because we are all negative creatures by habit. Damn. You mean to tell me 20% of the time you're thinking about positive shit? 80% of the time, that's an 80-20 rule, by the way, you're thinking about, so if you can eliminate 80% of my thoughts, 80% of my thoughts are split on, I don't want to physically get on a treadmill. I don't want to think about what exercise routine I want to do. And I'm afraid that I'm not going to be able to do it by myself. That's why people don't exercise. If you're a personal trainer, if you can assist me with eliminating the physical effort by showing me that the physical effort I have to exert You are going to do it with me. If you can eliminate my fear of mentally thinking it's too hard, because you are going to provide me with a step-by-step PDF, 3x5 card I can take me to the gym. It tells me exactly what to do. And you are going to provide me with either one-on-one counseling or some type of group support. So if you could eliminate my fears by, number one, I'm going to do it for you or I'm going to do it with you. Number two, I'm going to break it down so it's easy for you to implement. And number three, you don't got to do it by yourself, but I'm here with you. I'm going to provide you with support, either in a group, chat, show like this, or one-on-one setting, where you can text me. If you notice, this is all the shit that I do. You can't text and call TDJ for a couple of dollars. That's what I talk about all the time. So leads and conversion are the results of you focusing on saving me time and money, leads, and helping me experience pleasure and avoid pain. When you do those four things, time, money, results, and pain, or pleasure and pain, bam, you guarantee to get paid. But we're going to break that down in more detail. I'm sharing that with you tonight, or today, because I'm preparing the soil for a future show. Because manifestation is the result of what? Feeling good. By me telling you this in advance, number one, it makes you feel good. Why? Because you're saying, well, shit, Doc is thinking about me. Because I am. Because I'm thinking about, okay, Sister Cheryl West got a book. Sister Addie has a book. Sister Diane has a book. Sister, Dr. Fan has a book. A lot of people have a book, but they're struggling. Because just publishing a book, that don't mean nothing. You just got a book. You still got to get some leads. People got to find you. But everybody on this call has done the mental work. So how can we not manifest it? Well, you got to start thinking, feeling, and acting good. Number one, think, feel, act good. Somebody write that down. Think, feel, act. Bam, good. Every day, I wake up. How are you thinking? I go outside. Do some earthing. If it's 1 minute, if I've got something to do, hey, I'm going to sit out there for 1 minute. If I got more time, I'm out there for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Come back inside. Why? That helps me feel good. Number one, think, feel, act good. Very important. I don't care about what's going on in your life. You have to think, you have to control how you feel. Think, feel, and act good, number one. When you think, feel, and act good, that allows you to do number two. Because you're thinking and you're feeling and acting good, you are able to do those daily activities that love you more than you love it. So I can do all the small things, and by doing small things, what does it do? It increases my self-worth. It increases my self-esteem. It increases my self-image. Make the bed up in the morning, brush my teeth, do my exercise, take the dog for a walk, check my Facebook, respond to emails, do a TikTok video, write 3 pages, of a 500-page book or a 100-page book. Review, edit, the Dear Canoe reports that my Dear Canoe reports, I actually got to review them. So all of this stuff I can do because I feel good. Number one, think, feel, act good. Number two, do your daily routine. Keep the promise to yourself. What's your promise? I want to manifest my future desire today. Continue to focus on the future. The reason that you do the little things well, because that allows you to do the big things well. That's how you manifest the big stuff. Remember, if you're faithful over the little, according to the Bible, bam, I'll make you rule over much. That's the law of magnetism. The law of magnetism is not like you can go mystical, you can talk about electricity and, the brain power and thought energy and all that. You can do all of that. But I want to activate the 12 divine powers inside of your DNA. I want to activate the 12 unified fields. This is the vital principle. This is what animates the body. What makes you animated? When you feel good about yourself. Number one, I feel good. Now I can do on a very intense, high level all the daily activities Instead of doing them slow and sluggishly, I'm doing them with enthusiasm. I'm doing them magnanimously. Now I'm doing all the daily activities, bam, that leads me to do and maintain the future vision and vocalization. Then feel good, keep promises to myself, stay focused on the future, but I feel like and act like it's in the present. That is the law of magnetism. That's magic. That allows you to bridge the knowledge and the doing gap. And you do all of this with the underlying frequency of what you wrote down on a piece of paper, which is your future desire fulfilled. That's called auto-suggestion. And once a day, twice a day, once a week, however often you need to remind yourself of your goal, you just say attached to your role, bam, you do that. There isn't no set amount of times. Excuse me, contrary to popular belief. So, brothers and sisters, that is day 6. Remember, the next series is probably going to be an in-depth study into the business side of day 6, so we can teach you the implementation behind the scenes of lead generating and converting those leads into paying customers. It's one thing to have a product. It's a whole other thing to be able to position yourself by using, because remember, you can pay money for paid ads, or you can use what I do, time, to generate leads. So I will be teaching probably, I haven't decided yet, the class on how to use your time to generate leads and turn those leads into paying customers so that way you can scale and grow your business. The science and the metaphysics behind it, which is you got to be able to get my attention. You got to be able to add value once you have my attention. And you got to do it in a way that's different from everybody else. If you do that, I'm going to take out my checkbook. You got my attention. You say, hey, like Sister Kid Watson. Her images get my attention. She's a picture of a spice. Then she talks about how the spices either have some type of a nutritional value or they have some type, maybe the spices are organic. There has to be a statement made about the value. Why? Then there should be a statement about how different it is from her competitors. Once she gets my attention, she tells me the value, she tells me how it's different, how it's going to benefit me differently. I take out my checkbook. But I'm not gonna pay until she tells me about pain and pleasure. That's doing, thinking, and fearing. So when she tells me that, hey, this requires no physical effort. All I gotta do is unscrew the top, trickle it down. I don't have to go to the store to get it. It's gonna be shipped right to my house. I go to the website. It's easy. I don't have to do no physical energy. She showed me the website. She shows me the link. And it's seamless. I just type in my information into my credit card, hit enter, bam. So no physical effort. Okay, that's number one. Okay, I'm opening my wallet. Number two, no mental effort. So it's not confusing to the point where there's 100 different types of one, but maybe there's a, regular, and maybe there's a, medium, and then maybe there's a spicy. In other words, I don't have to go through 30 pages of product. It doesn't require no mental. And if there is 30 pages, it's systematic, it's step by step, and it's organized. No thinking. I don't have to do nothing physical. I don't have to do nothing mental. Okay, I took my credit card out. I typed in my name, my credit card number, and I'm getting ready to add to cart. If what happens, I get it, I don't like it. If I see money back guarantee or customer support number, or if I know, like in my case, I know, so I feel comfortable with making the purchase, that if something goes wrong, I have some type of support, swiping, I'm going to purchase that product. Because you answered all 7 unconscious questions that every buyer has before they make a purchase. That's magnetic. You got to make your business magnetic. Your business got to draw me, man. Honey, I'm a bee. I'm attracted to honey. Now you say you're a fly. Now I'm retired. So now I like nice shit. So get water got it. Everybody's called. You got to be good, man. That's magnetism. That's how you manifest. And we have to get the metaphysics behind all the physical. The website, the product, all that's great. But we've got to understand the science behind why people buy and don't buy. When you get the science of selling and all of this stuff down, which is what we just talked about, we're going to go more into detail about these 6 steps of need and convert. So that way you can understand it, it becomes automatic. As far as the manifestation of our desire fulfilled in all 4 areas, they can feel good. Keep promises to yourself. Keep the future clear. Or clarity of the future. Do small things well. Small daily disciplines. Do the small little shit. Just like, in other words, you should perform like you're talking in front of 100,000 people if you're only talking in front of 2. Do little things well. Number 3, by having clarity, keeping promises to yourself, doing the little things well, that makes you feel good. That releases dopamine in the body, so that way tomorrow you get up and do the same thing again. That's how you become a magnet. And that shit is magnetic and magic. So brothers and sisters, happy, positive lying. Let's go out and lie to ourselves. Put shit on your vision board. The bigger, the better. Just make sure that whatever lie you're telling yourself pulls you towards it. If the lie is too big, you will notice it doesn't pull you. If the lie is too small, you will notice it doesn't pull you. Your lies have to be believable to yourself. So I'm not going to talk about I'm going to go out and get no phantom ghost. Why? Man, I'm not really a luxury car guy. I'm a sports car guy. So how come I didn't say I wanted a Lamborghini? Lamborghini, like the ghost, Lamborghini is about 200, 300,000. Could that be done? Absolutely. But not if I was driving a Chevy Cruze. So from the Cruze, I went to a Camaro. From the Camaro, I went to the vet. Why? How come I didn't go from the Cruze to a Lamborghini? That shit was not believable. My brain would believe I can make a jump from a Chevy Cruze, 20,000, to a Corvette, 35, 40,000. I'm sorry, Camaro. Then my brain could believe I can make the jump from, 45,000 to 100,000. So the next jump would be from, I got what is called the Z1. They got the Z2, L1, L2, L3. They're just bigger engine size, more money. So I can make the jump from 100 to, say, 150, 200,000. Or I get a base level Bugatti or Lamborghini for 200. So you see me making a progression. Why? It's believable. Same thing as I've been going up with my salary. When I first started, my goal was to make 10,000. Then after that, it went to 50. Then after that, it went to 100. Then after that, it went to 2. After that, it went to 3. See how I'm making a slow, I'm not saying, I'm going to go from 0 to a mil. Why the brain going to say, get the fuck out of here. And you're going to say, yeah, I'm lying to myself, brain. Let's go back over and get that Popeye's chicken sandwich and let's kick on love and hip-hop and watch them turn over tables and throw water on each other and pull their hair. That shit's more believable. See, brothers and sisters, make sure that the lie you tell yourself is believable by yourself. You ain't got to impress nobody else. You just got to impress yourself. Man, I love you. I appreciate you. Y'all already know that, man. Y'all do body. We're going to see y'all at the top. God bless.